This was a perfectly calculated move. What is the thing that would make Bruce Wayne stop? While there are many legitimate reasons that he is afraid that he can no longer stay true to those principles that O'Neill mentioned, that would be the line. Anyway, as you saw, this is 20 years later. Gotham City is unrecognizable with its flying cars and future tech skyscrapers, and their news shows are now hosted by ghosts. Terry witnesses this member of a gang called the Jokers tag one of them and then try to shake down someone on the subway, so he helps out. I like to notice a public plaque next to that. Probably says, "For the love of God, stop breaking our giant plasma screens." Your tax dollars well spent. We soon catch Terry in a wrestling match while their girlfriends watch.
My money's on Nelson. I wouldn't be too sure, Chelsea. You've never wrestled with him.
As far as you know. Terry gets thrown out because he responds to getting spit on with a punch in the face. We've only had about 2 minutes of him, but he's quickly established. He's brave enough to stand up for others, but he's got this problem with his temper. His dad, Warren, works for Powers. The news specter had let us in on the takeover of Wayne Enterprises, that it had succeeded at some point and now Powers is in control of everything. Warren gets in touch with a nervous friend of his at the company, Harry, who slips him a disc right before one of Powers arrives with some of his goons. They grab him and knock him out, revealing that he's got some horrible disease. Poor dumb Harry. Warren tries checking out the disc, but Terry's pulling the "mom would let me go out" trick to try to get out of being grounded for throwing that punch. Well, when that fails, he's got plan B. Just walk out the door anyway. He doesn't even pretend that he's sneaking out. He's probably texting his dad pictures of himself walking out the door. He meets up outside the club with his girlfriend, but first the jock shows up. But before he can tell them to make like a tree and get out of there, the Jokers show up, start effing with everybody there. But Terry shows us he's got some mad skills, taking out some of them before hopping on the new 2049 Tron Roadster, luring the Jokers away, and even doing a better job riding with his commandeered bike than the Jokers are doing on their own bikes. But he loses control when he gets outside the city and finds an old man in the road. As the Jokers get ready to mess him up, the man is revealed to be Bruce Wayne.
Property. You're trespassing.
Oh, is that right?
Only Batman and Clint Eastwood can sound threatening when telling the darn kids to get off his lawn. They don't listen, so with a little help from Terry, the 70 or 80-year-old Bruce Wayne beats the crap out of the gang with his cane. He's extremely sturdy. I think he got that where he got all the rest of his gear, Batman and beyond. But the stress of taking out an entire gang takes a bit of a toll on his heart, so Terry helps him up to stately Wayne Manor to try to help him out. After he gets the pills, I do have to say, it's pretty brave of them to present this DC icon in this way, especially with an entire series based around it. Old Man Batman seems like something that might make the suits nervous about damaging the old IP. I guess they just had confidence that Tim and Dini could pull it off given their overall success with the DCAU. Anyway, Terry goes to call Warren to pick him up, but spots a bat inside of Bruce's clock. He goes to let it out. I mean, you can't have it flapping around inside the clock. Better to have it flapping around inside the entire mansion. But that reveals the entrance to the Batcave. But that wakes up Bruce, who puts that cane to use again until Terry's out of the mansion and heading for home. This is quite an evening. Ran into a gang, had a high-speed motorcycle chase, got beaten up by a geriatric superhero. But the real capper is finding out his father's been murdered, the place trashed, and it looks like it was done by the Jokers. Terry's busted up over it, upset over the last things that he said to Warren, the fact that he wasn't there to help, and the weirdness of it. Why would his father open the door for the Jokers? Going through his father's stuff, it looks like the old man pulled the "I had the evidence at a safe place" trick, and Terry finds that disc. There's only one person who can sort this out, so he returns to Wayne Manor and explains to the intercom what's up, so in the end Bruce lets him inside, leading us into Part 2. Part 1 is just beat, and I don't mean beating on the bad guys. It quickly gives us everything that we need to know. Why Batman is retired, a glimpse of the background of this new world, and some quick sketches of our new character. That he's not Bruce Wayne. He's tough, adaptive, and has a few instincts when it comes to crimes, but he's hot-headed and seems to fly by the seat of his pants. Tomorrow we're going to see how he and Bruce handle things together.